What is up, everybody? This is your friendly neighborhood gamer, GimmeDaWin, back again with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel content. So currently the Synchro Festival is going on right now, and as you can see, we're currently at 8,000 medals. Event started like about 2 days ago, so we're making decent progress. We've been running this self-burn deck because honestly, I wasn't really feeling this event, and I kind of just wanted to get the gem rewards as per usual. So we've been running this self burn deck, basically consisting of a bunch of cards that kill us off on turn one, so we can move on to the next match instead of having to sit through 5 minute board setting up and reading off card details to figure out what negates who and all this other extra shit. So the deck that we're running has Curry Photon, Self-Destruct, and Immortal of Thunder, Mist Archfiend, UA Blockbacker, UA Dreadnought Dunker, Michian the Time Lord, UA Signing Deal, Chain Energy, Burning Land, Dark Contract with the Entity, Mystical Space Typhoon, Cybernetic Fusion Support, Ring of Destruction, Fairy Wind, Hope for Escape, Destructive Draw, and Lucky Punch. So that's basically the deck. We're not running any extra deck because it doesn't matter. We just want to kill ourselves on turn one. This deck has been somewhat cumbersome because we had to kind of figure out what cards to kill ourselves with, because Konami decided to ban a lot of the self-harm cards. I guess they don't want us to be suicidal, but you know, where there's a will, there is definitely a way. So just a quick rundown of how some of these cards work before I get into showcasing some matches of us using the deck. Funny story about this deck, it actually has the potential to win. So I'll also show a couple of matches where we actually won our matches. We didn't self-kill ourselves. So Curry Photon, you can basically pay 2k life points to discard it from your hand, so that's free damage. Self-destruct and does damage to your opponent when it gets flipped up as well as you, but also does another 1,000 damage to your opponent when it dies and goes to the graveyard. Immortal of Thunder, if it gets sent to the graveyard from the field, then you lose 5,000 life points, so you can pretty much just summon it out. You don't need to put it face down to get the flip effect portion of the life points increase. Mist Archfiend, you can normal summon the card without tributing, and then it kills itself and does 1,000 damage to you at the end of your turn. The UA cards, UA Blockbacker and Dreadnought Dunker, have synergy with this card called UA Sign-In Deal, where basically you play the card, special summon out the UA monster, and it does damage to your life points equal to the monster level times 300. Mitchie and the Time Lords, I just kind of figured out throw this in there. If I do get off an attack, I can like half my opponent's life points. Like I said, self-burn deck, but at the same time, still some potential to win the match considering. Chain Energy, every time someone plays a card from their hand, it costs 500 life points for them to do so. Burning Land does 500 damage every standby phase to the players whose standby phase it is. Dark Contract with the Entities, basically the only reason you're playing this card is for the final effect that it says once per turn during your standby phase you take 2,000 damage, so once again free damage to yourself. The Mystical Space Typhoons in the deck are for the sole purpose of destroying either the Destructive Draws or the Lucky Punch cards, because Destructive Draw, when you destroy it from your field, you basically lose 3,000 life points, and with Lucky Punch, same effect. When you destroy it, you basically lose 6,000 life points. Fairy Wind also synergizes with that because it can destroy any face-up cards that are on the field, so you can use it to blow up your own back row with Destructive Draw and Lucky Punch to do yourself damage, as well as you also take damage based on the number of cards that were destroyed times 300. So that's damage that both you and the opponent take. Cybernetic Fusion Support, half your life points to basically fusion summon a machine monster, but since we're not running any extra deck cards, it doesn't really matter. We're just playing this card to play to pay the half of our life points cost to do damage to ourselves. Ring of Destruction, you can use this to get rid of any pesky or high attack monsters that your opponent summons out, and then you can take that damage and do the damage to both you and your opponent. And then finally we have Hope for Escape. Basically, after all this self-harm, your life points are going to be lower than your opponent's anyways, and this card says if your opponent's life points is at least 1,000 higher than yours, you can pay 1,000 life points for every card that you want to draw, for every 2,000 life points difference between your life points and your opponent. So yeah, like I said, bunch of cards that basically do damage to ourselves, so we can just finish off the duel in like 2 or 3 turns and get on to the next duel and keep farming medals. So with that being said, gonna play some gameplay footage of some matches that we had, and you can see how the deck functions. So good luck, GG, well played, and all the best to you and the event grind. Once again, just for reference, these are the cards that are in the deck. So, have fun. Really cheap deck, no URs, mostly just rares and neutrals, so anybody can craft it. So, have fun burning yourself to death. Laters.